Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Dave from Wiseboy Beats. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a Gunna Type beat. We're going to be making this beat from scratch in Logic Pro X. If you're an FL Studio or Ableton user, hold on, don't click away from the video just yet. Stick around and watch to the end of the video. This knowledge applies to you too. I'm sure you'll learn a thing or two about producing. So let's hop right into it. Okay, so what you would have heard right before this was a preview of the beat we're going to be making in today's video. So for Gunna beats, you're going to want to keep the BPM pretty high. I'm going to go for 164 in this video, usually above, I would say 130 or something like that, should get you that Gunna sound that you're looking for. For the key, it really doesn't matter. I would go for a minor key. Most of the rap stuff recently has been in minor key, so that's what I would go for. We're going A minor for this video. Let me turn the metronome on. So next for the sound selection and drums. So this is really the most important part of any beat. I want to say for a beat like this, for Gunna, I picked out a guitar from Omnisphere. It's an electric guitar. I would say go for, electric guitars, acoustic guitars. You can go for some pads, stuff like that. Kind of get an ambient sound like the Drip or Drown album. Feel free to be creative with it. I just picked out a guitar. Keep it simple, keep it classic. I just had to pause the video real quick. I'm editing the video right now and I forgot to mention something super important. I can't stress this enough. You need to make sure, whatever you do, make sure to use high quality instruments and samples. That's going to be the easiest way to achieve that professional sound that you're looking for, and it'll save you a lot of time and headache with regards to mixing afterwards. So make sure you pick out high quality samples, whether it comes to drums or instrument patches. Anyways, back to the video. So I have a chord progression that I thought about before this, so I'm going to go ahead and lay that down in the session, and then we're going to get to building after that. I'm just going to lay down the chords, and we'll start making the melody right after. Okay, so I'm just going to go in, quantize that, and we're going to go ahead and force legato to make the notes all the way until the other note. So we got that laid down. Everything should be right. I'm going to go ahead and draw in the melody here. I have something, again, I thought about this a little bit before the video, so the video doesn't end up being too long. I'm going to go ahead and draw in the melody, and I'll be right back once the melody is drawn in. Okay, so we got the melody drawn in here. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys hear that. So this is what we have. So we got something pretty strong. I like to start with the melody and the chords. Kind of gets the basis of the beat going, and then from there the drums are usually pretty easy. So let's go ahead and lay in the clap here. That's usually the order how I do things. I usually start with the melody, then I make the clap, and then the hi-hats, kind of get the bounce going, and then I'll hit the 808, followed by any additional counter melodies and stuff like that, and then I'll start arranging. So for the clap, we have a basic trap clap here, right here. So we're just going to go ahead and do something basic here, just put the clap like that. So we got the bounce here. Next, we're going to go ahead and put the hi-hats in. So for Gunna beats, again, feel free to be creative with this. I would suggest going for either eighth notes all the way through, and then you can add some like flourishes, but here's what eighth notes would sound like. Just be something simple like this. You can't go wrong with something like that. I've been hearing recently in some Gunna beats a bit of a stutter hi-hat pattern, so that's what I'm going to go for in this beat. I feel like it'll be different. It's going to take a little bit of time to draw in, but I think the result is going to be a little bit better, a little bit more unique. So I'm going to draw that in, and I'll be right back once that is drawn in. So we got the hi-hats here, just drew them in. I'll let you hear what that sounds like. So I usually say to be a bit careful with stutter hi-hat patterns because it can tend to get a little bit crazy. You want to make sure that there's a certain rhythm to it and that it kind of repeats itself, so it's not always something new. And when you do hi-hat patterns like this, I would suggest turning that down a bit just so it's not too jarring to the ear. So after that, I'm going to go ahead and throw in the 808. I think that'll really get things moving forward. So let's create the pattern. I got a Wheezy 808 here. Probably one of the most used sounds of 2019 and 2020. It's pretty much just been a main sound like for a while now. And if you don't have it, highly suggest you go look for it, pick it up. It'll definitely make your beats fit into the modern marketplace. So for the 808, I usually like to keep it pretty simple. I'm going to copy over the chord progression here, and we're going to take the root note from every chord. So that's the bottom note in my case. That's what I would typically do. For this beat, it's a little bit boring, so I'm just going to go ahead and do a little bit something different. I think I'm going to start with this. So let me just remove these. And I'm just going to take the middle note for here. Okay, let's just do that again. I think, like I said, I usually like to keep the 808 pretty simple, but for this beat, it just gets a little bit too repetitive. So I'm gonna figure out a little something. Let's maybe put this one octave lower, and we'll add a cut here and put that down a note. So this is what we have right now. I'm going to turn that up just so that you guys can hear it properly. So you can also, this is just a little trick, you can put the 808 up an octave or two just so you can actually hear the notes and make sure everything is in key and you're not putting in a wrong note. So I'm going to get a bit of a bounce going here. I'm just going to use the scissors tool because that'll make things much easier on my end. So I think I'm going to leave that note and then we'll do two. Okay, so we got that. Let's put that back 2 octaves beneath. We got that in right now. Let me just rename things to keep things clean. So we got kind of the basis of our beat here. This is going to be really the main part. I'll let you hear what that sounds like right now. Let me actually change this note. I feel like that gets a little bit boring. Let me put that back up so it would go. Okay, so I think that sounds good. This is going to be the base of our track. Let's just add a couple more things just to get a little bit of extra bounce going. I'm thinking, let me get a percussion element here. Let's see. Got a drum kit loaded up. Okay, I like that sound, so I'm going to go ahead and think of something here. Okay, so we just drew this in. I'll let you hear what that sounds like right now. It's this little percussion element right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and pan that. It's just a little bit of a trick. Kind of adds a little bit more separation. I'm going to go ahead and add a hi-hat here as well. I feel like you can use that. Again, don't want to keep the mix too crowded because it can get crowded very quickly. So for the hi-hat, let me just do something very simple. I'm just going to solo this because I'm thinking I'll have these three elements in the guitar at a certain part in the beat. So okay, so that sounds pretty good. Let me just unsolo everything. So really, I think the beat is pretty much done. I just panned it to the left real quick. Again, simple easy trick just to keep things balanced with the perk. Let me turn that down a little bit. And I'm thinking we just need an extra element for, I think we can skip out on using a kick for this beat. Usually I would typically layer the kick with the 808 just like that, put everything on the same note, and then layer with the 808, maybe remove or add a couple of kicks For this beat, and I think Gunna producers tend to do this, they just leave the 808, especially with this wheezy 808, the attack is pretty strong, so you don't really need a kick on that. So let me just avoid using a kick. We're not going to have a snare. Actually, maybe we should use a snare. Let me just, I think I have, yeah, I like that sound. I'm going to go ahead and just copy this over this clap for maybe a break in the bridge. We're going to go ahead and put that in. I'm going to mute that for now though. That's just going to be for the arrangement, just to add some variety with the clap. So maybe just, I'm thinking things are getting pretty busy. So let me just copy this over. We got a lead sound here. It's just a stock sound from Alchemy. It sounds pretty dope. This is what it sounds like. Sounds kind of ambient. I'm going to turn that down so that it's in the background. Again, this is just something extra for the chorus, just to have a little bit of a layer so you can tell the difference. You know what, I think just I'm gonna keep it very simple here. Make it just the top notes, top line melody, can't go wrong with that. Let me actually make these notes a little bit longer. Actually, I'm gonna just add in a little bit of something extra just to, let me turn this up just so you can hear what I'm doing. I'm just gonna add a little bit something extra just to keep things moving forward a little bit, keep things a little bit different. Again, this is gonna be in the background so you won't be able to hear it that much, but I think this will add a nice effect. Okay, so just gonna do the exact same thing that I just did there. Just taking the top notes from every chord. That's a bit of a trick you can do here if you don't want to think of a different melody, or if you feel like things are getting a bit crowded. You can always just take the top note of every chord and throw that on top just to create an extra layer to keep things fresh, keep things sounding interesting. So let me... Okay, so I think what we got here sounds pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and arrange and mix this beat. I'll do a tutorial on mixing and arrangement sometime in the future, so leave a comment down below if you're interested in seeing that. I'm going to play the finished beat right after I'm done talking, so stick around. If you enjoyed this video or if you learned something new, please drop a like on this video. It really helps out, and make sure to subscribe to stay updated. I got a lot more awesome content coming very soon, so stay on the lookout for that. Lastly, this beat is out right now on my website. The link is down below in the description if anyone is interested in that. I'll also be uploading the beat to my channel tomorrow, so if you want to hear the full beat, subscribe and check back tomorrow. And other than that, I'm out.
Let's go.